Hi, my name is Gibson, and I'm the co-owner and creator of the Personal Development School. This is your daily breakthrough video, and in this video, I want to talk to you a little bit about the four major components of having a healthy relationship to our own needs. So, this is a topic I hear about all the time, and it's also a topic where I've had so many conversations with people over the years, and they say they don't even know their needs. Like, we'll have conversations like, I don't know what my needs are. And if we don't know what our needs are, there are going to be a lot of challenges in our relationships that arise. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about why, and then a little bit about how to identify your needs. And then also some really important components of having that healthy relationship to your needs. There's four major parts. Okay. So before I dive into all of this, if you want to do a deep dive into needs, we have two amazing courses inside of the school. One is Discover, Embrace, and Fulfill Your Personal Needs. It's all about your subconscious personality needs. We all have a set of subconscious personality needs. They drive our behavior, they drive our decisions, they drive how we interact in relationships, they drive how we give and receive love. And if we don't know what they are and we don't know what our partners are or our loved ones are, there's a lot of room for miscommunication and misunderstandings to take place because we'll be giving to somebody through what we would want or what needs we would have, as opposed to seeing them in their own individuality and giving to them. And we also can't express what we want if we don't know what it is. So there's this huge component of our psyche that is literally our subconscious personality needs system. So that's an amazing course for that. And also, the advanced needs course, which kind of covers in depth the four components we're going to touch on a high level in this specific video. So you can check it out. There's a with you coupon code in the description box below. It's for 25% off. It gives you access to the all access membership membership pass, which is for 3, 6, and 12-month bundles. And literally you can join and you get access to everything. And there's a money back guarantee if you're not super happy. So it's literally 40 plus pre-recorded courses and our like 200 plus live webinars that have been recorded. And I do 4 ongoing live webinars every single week with our students. And we have like these attachment coach run events where everybody can get together and do mastermind groups and have deep conversation with self-discovery questions and break out into breakout rooms. Everything's over video chat, the calls with me too. So you can check that out. So this topic is very important. There are two major reasons why. Number one, if we don't know our own needs, we're going to have a hard time being truly happy. Why? Because our subconscious needs, when they are not being met, they're going to elicit these negative emotional feelings to try to get your attention. This is good in a way because this is what's helped us evolve and survive for so long. So, like, for example, we have hunger, pain, and so we eat food. We feel cold and it's uncomfortable, it's pain. And so we seek shelter. Like, from an evolutionary perspective, unmet needs and the pain that comes from having them unmet is a good thing. It helps us actually go seek these things out. It drives us, it helps us to evolve and keep surviving and continuing as a species. But when we have chronically unmet personality needs, and personality needs can be things like romantic relationships, emotional connection, achievement. There's a whole bunch of different ones. They're basically related to our 6 basic human needs, and there's like 45 major ones. But if we look at different personality needs, even things like comfort or security, like these different behavioral components of us that drive our personality, if we don't know what they are, then we're going to keep having these chronic negative emotional feelings that are there to wake us up, that are there to help us go, oh, I feel bad because I have this need that's unmet, so let me go get that need met so I can feel better. And so our emotions are guiding us in that way. But if we have no clue what our personality needs are, then we don't know what's unmet. And then we get into a position where we're going, I just feel bad and I don't know why. Okay. So knowing our own needs, number one, helps us develop a relationship to ourselves, helps us to develop an understanding of ourselves at a deeper level. And then when we are empowered with that understanding to then go get those needs met, it naturally increases our joy, how we feel about our lives. And a really good example is like right now, for anybody who is feeling isolated, anything like that during COVID and this whole time, there's going to be more needs that are unmet related to things like romantic relationships, security, or safety. um, love and connections extension, which will be like emotional connection, even things like on a tertiary level, like even things like validation, reassurance, these natural things that we would have physical affection in our lives, they're going to be pulled away from us. And so sometimes some of that pain we're feeling is actually that pain asking us to go inside of ourselves and go, okay, what needs are missing right now because of the big adjustments that are happening worldwide, because of the big shifts happening in my life. And when you can start to identify those things, then you can start going out and getting those needs met. Now, our personality needs specifically at a very high level, some little pointers to check out sort of what they might be for you. And again, the course in this goes in like a tremendous amount of depth. It's just a really long, big topic here. So I'm just going to give this part to you at like a very high level. Your personality needs will be things you spend a lot of your time on naturally, the things you always show up for consistently, that nobody has to ask you to show up for. It's like in your behavior, you're constantly showing up. The things you'll talk to other people about or think about all the time, the things you'll fantasize about, the things you'll naturally learn about on your own time, the things that you give your energy to. So whether that's like your time, like we talked about, whether that's your money, like your money's basically a representation of your life's energy, because it's like you give energy to get money at work, let's say, and then you use that money to then you're putting that energy towards other things. So all of these things, and there's a whole bunch more ways of finding out, but um, all of these things are directions. Like they'll help if you notice the patterns within those things, you'll start to notice, oh, I'm always spending my time and money and energy on personal development or on romantic relationships or on spending time with my friends or on reading books about romantic relationships, because I value those things so much. So you want to start just noticing the patterns. Okay. Now, once you identify your personality needs, you can actually go out and get these needs met. You can recognize they're a part of your psyche. And then if we don't know them, our number two thing is that we're going to get into a position with people where we get into a relationship, a friendship, a partnership, whatever it might be. And if we don't know our needs, how are we going to express them to somebody else? And then how are we going to feel good about getting those needs met? When we don't know our needs and we don't express them to other people, all that happens is we get into relationships and we feel unfulfilled. And then we blame. We go, oh, if they loved me enough, they would reassure me more. They would validate me more often. They would spend more time with me. They would care about emotional connection more. And we make up these stories about the relationship. We go, oh, if this person cared more. But the reality, instead of the fantasy of that, the reality is that people are not mind readers. And so we are disempowered until we learn to know ourselves through our needs, which is a massive part of the internal self, and until we learn to express these things to other people. So this brings me to our four main quadrants, okay, when it comes to needs. And this is what our advanced course goes into in a tremendous amount of detail, helps you discover, guides you through everything. Number one, I have to know what my needs are. It's quadrant number one, self-awareness of needs. Number two, I have to have a relationship where I can meet my needs myself. Because if I don't have some kind of relationship where I can meet my own needs for reassurance and validation, let's just say, for example, then what happens is I look for these things outside of me and they won't land when other people outside of me give them to me. If I have a subconscious comfort zone that's putting myself down, when somebody compliments me, for example, I won't believe it, right? Because I'll go, no. And my subconscious comfort zone will go, no, this is not comfortable to receive. We don't receive these things. We break ourselves down. We don't build ourselves up. And so we'll deflect, we'll avoid compliments. We will, challenge or question or not believe in reassurance we get from other people. And we actually stop ourselves from properly being able to receive these things from others if we do not first have the ability and capacity to give these things to the relationship, to ourselves. So if I need reassurance from other people, I better be filling my own tank halfway in my gas tank of this need so that I can actually have space to receive reassurance. And so that when I'm trying to connect with other people through these needs, I'm not running on empty. Like if we have no reassurance and somebody comes into our life and they are reassuring, then we go, oh my God, and we latch on so hard because we're trying to hold on to the need that this person represents. And we can attach too quickly and we can turn a blind eye to red flags, and all kinds of other things can happen if we don't have a healthy relationship to our needs first. So part one, Identify your needs. Part two, learn to meet your needs yourself. If you're seeking reassurance from other people, learn to encourage yourself in your internal dialogue. Learn to reassure yourself. Learn to fill your tank halfway. Number three, once we are in that position of getting the first two down, we then have to be able to advocate for our needs. Okay, so I have a good relationship to my needs now. I know what they are. I meet them myself. Then I have to express them to other people and I have to see them through. I can't just express once and hope that somebody remembers forever. And if they don't, they're a terrible person. No, we have to see our needs through. We have to feel like if something is not met in our lives, that's okay because we can meet it ourselves or we can go and have a conversation about it with somebody and say that it's important. And if that person's busy or they've got some life stuff going on and they can't be available, that's okay because we're good at expressing our needs. We can go to our best friend, we can go to our family member, we can go to someone else other than the romantic partner if they're going through a tough time. And then we don't feel this helplessness and dependency on somebody meeting our needs and we hold on and we get so nervous if they don't show up consistently or if something happens or if the relationship's going through a rocky period because they are the one source of our needs. And without them, we run out of gas completely because our tank is empty. So it's very important to learn to be healthy about advocating for needs and to be assertive and to speak up and to feel comfortable doing that. And then number four, we have to practice receiving. Once we've reprogrammed the first three parts and been doing that consistently enough that this is our new normal because the subconscious is reprogrammed through repetition plus emotion. As we do that, then we get to quadrant number four. And quadrant number four literally is, can I practice receiving? Somebody compliments me, I have to practice letting it in and saying, thank you so much. It's a practice. Somebody gives me a favor, does a favor for me or gives me support in some way. I deserve to receive that support. Thank you. And you tell yourself that. And I'm going to tell you personally, as somebody who had a lot of work to do on my needs and receiving them, I had to practice a ton, not just deflecting a compliment, not just, avoiding a conversation where somebody says something nice. I had to practice telling myself internally, it is safe to receive. All people are worthy of receiving compliments, support, love. I am worthy of receiving love. I am worthy of receiving support and really sharing these things in my internal dialogue and relationship to self. And so really programming that fourth part in. So again, if you want to do a deep dive into this and like how to advocate for your needs and the steps and how to identify them at a subconscious level and get really clear about them, and then how to meet them yourself and the relationship to yourself, all that information in depth is in our two needs courses, Discover, Embrace, and Fulfill Personal Needs and Advanced Needs course, which has all of these things in there together. So you can check that out. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for subscribing, for liking, for sharing all these videos, and I will see you in the next video.